Hello, and welcome to your Paycom training for Comfort Windows. Today, we're going to be reviewing how to get logged into Paycom, how you'll be able to clock in and out, view your critical information, like your address, contact information, pay stubs, year-end tax forms, and direct deposits, as well as how you'll be able to review your benefit selections, review your annual reviews, and view, sign, and acknowledge, and complete any company documents and checklists assigned to you. To begin with, you can access Paycom from anywhere, whether you're online on a browser or through an app on your smartphone, like you're seeing here in front of you. You'll simply put in your username and password, the last four of your social, and once you log in, you'll be brought to a screen that will look a lot like this. To clock in and out through Paycom, you're simply going to click into Time Management and click on the Web Time Clock. From here, you will need to select a comment stating that you have not been exposed or have any COVID-19 symptoms, and then you'll be able to click In Day. You're now clocked in to work. You'll go about your business, and at the end of the day, you'll simply hit Out Day. Again, to clock in, you'll select the comment confirming that you do not have any COVID symptoms and click In Day. You're clocking in or out for lunch. You'll notice the system will pre-populate your next most likely punches. So you would clock out for lunch, then back in from lunch, and finally Out Day. It's as simple as that. Again, to get to this location, you're going to go to Time Management and the Web Time Clock. Now, as easy as that is, we also understand that you may make mistakes from time to time. You may forget to clock in or out on any particular day, and we're going to allow you to correct those punches through Paycom as well. To do this, you're simply going to come in to Paycom, and you're going to go to Time Management and the Web Time Sheet Read Only. Here you'll see a list of all of your punches for the pay period. You'll be able to view or collapse any of those punches individually, where you'll see all punches on any particular day. A blue punch means it's an in punch. A red punch means it's an out punch. If you made a mistake on a punch, you're going to see that there's a question mark there where you may be missing a punch altogether. To fix that, you can simply click on those question marks and you'll be able to put in a punch change request. From here, you'll select the type of punch. You'll put in the time of day that you are clocking out. And then you'll put in if you have a reason for doing that. And then finally, you'll hit Add Request. Now, when you submit that punch change request, a couple of things are going to happen. Your supervisor is going to get an email letting them know that you've submitted a punch change request, as well as having a notification within Paycom letting them know that you've submitted a punch change request. So as long as you do your due diligence and put in your punch change requests, your supervisors will have to act on them. Additionally, if you made a mistake and clocked out before you meant to, you can click on any particular punch and you could make a change to that punch. Make your updates and then add the request. Or if you clocked out before you meant to, you could request to delete that punch. Again, your supervisors will get notifications. They will approve that. Only after they approve those changes will the time change on your time card. You'll see here that a little yellow triangle has popped up next to this 9:20 a.m. punch that lets you know you have successfully submitted a punch change request. At the end of the pay period, you can come into Paycom, go to this web timesheet read only, and you will be able to approve your time card once it looks correct. One thing to note, that if you have any missing punches or outstanding punch change requests that have not been acted on, the system will not let you approve those days. So again, as long as you do your job and submit your punch change requests, your supervisors will have to view them and approve them or deny them in order for your time card to be approved for the week. When a day is approved, it'll turn this yellow color. If it's unapproved, it'll remain white. If you accidentally approve your time card too soon, you can click on approvals. You can select any one of those approvals and revoke those approvals, and you will unapprove your time card at that point. Again, to clock in and out, you're going to simply come in and go to time management and the web time clock. To view your time card, to fix any punches on your time card, you're going to come into time management and go to the web timesheet read only. You can either click directly onto a punch that you need to update. You can click on a missing punch, which will be those question marks to fix them, or you can hit this little plus button and request a new punch altogether. One of the things you're going to notice with Paycom is that we give you access to and ownership of your own information right at your fingertips. So along with being able to clock in and out through Paycom, we're going to give you the ability to request time off through Paycom. To do this, you're going to go to time off requests and request time off. From here, you'll see a calendar that will show you any time off requests that you have already submitted. If it's yellow, it means it's pending. If it's red, it's been denied. If it's green, it's been approved. You'll be able to look at a list of current hours available to you before requesting that time off, and you can manage any requests that have been submitted and not been approved yet. To submit a time off request, you're simply going to hit this plus button, which will allow you to add that time off request. You'll indicate the hours per day that you're requesting off. You'll choose the type of time that you're using. You'll select the date that you are requesting off. And then you'll see at the bottom of the page, the system is going to show you your projected net available hours, and if you've requested off any future hours after this date. Once you've made all those selections, you can simply hit add request. Just like with your punch change requests, as soon as you submit that time off request, your supervisor is going to get a notification letting them know that you've submitted a time off request. And the time off request will show up on that web timesheet read only. So you'll be able to see those requests. Similarly, your supervisors will not be able to approve your time card if they have not approved all time off requests. If at any time you need to get back to the homepage of Paycom, you can click that logo in the center of the screen. Through Paycom, you're also going to be able to view, confirm, and update all of your own personal information, starting with your address and contact information. If you move, you no longer have to email somebody or fill out a special form to let them know that you have to update your address. All you need to do is log into Paycom, go to information, address, and contact information, and from here, you'll be able to view all of your current information. And for, say, your address, you can simply click in to delete and update that new address. And at the bottom of the page, you'll hit update. As soon as you make that change and hit update, it will be live in the system for your HR team. So when you move, if you move, it's as simple as a couple clicks and you can update your address with your HR team. Additionally, within this information tab, you're going to be able to view your phone number. If it's a cell phone or a mobile phone, you can verify that so that you can help unlock your account in the future. Similarly, you'll be able to put in a personal email address and view your work email address, where you will again be able to verify that contact information so that you can unlock your account should you ever lock yourself out in the future. Also, you'll be able to view any emergency contacts and add in any emergency contacts. Now, we were able to pull a lot of great information out of your previous provider, but that information is really only as good as what was in your previous provider. So if you've moved in the last few years or changed your phone number or gotten a new email address and haven't bothered to update it within ADP, Paycom may not have the most up-to-date information for you. So your HR team is asking that you do go in, review that information, and make sure it is up to date. If you need to make any changes, simply go ahead, make those changes, and hit update. We are not, however, able to pull emergency contact information out of your previous provider. So again, your HR team is asking when you do get logged in, please go ahead and add in at least 2 emergency contacts, a primary and a backup. Also, under the information tab, we're going to give you the ability to change your password or username. Your username is a pretty long series of letters and numbers right now that can be difficult to remember. So to do that, to update and change your username, you'll simply go to information, change password or username, and click into change your username. There are 2 small rules that you should know about changing your username. Rule number 1, you do need to change your username to a valid email address. So either your work email address or a personal email address. The reason for this is honestly for your own ease of access. You'll be able to log into Paycom years from now, even if you're no longer an employee of Comfort Windows. And it's just going to be a lot easier for you to remember, say, your personal email address than it is 00543DM01. It's going to be a hard username to remember otherwise. The second reason for that, the second rule is that if you have logged in on the app and used our quick login feature, meaning you've used a 4-digit PIN, your Face ID, or your fingerprint ID, the system will temporarily block you from changing your username. To unfreeze that access, you simply need to log out and log back in using your full user ID and password, and from there you'll be able to update that username. Also within the information tab, we'll give you the ability to update your security questions 2 at a time as you've logged in. And finally, you'll be able to self-identify under any of the equal employment opportunity categories. Again, this is a completely voluntary action. You do not have to self-identify. You can choose not to self-identify, or you can adjust those self-identification labels as you see fit. This is purely a voluntary action that helps your employer report to the government that they are following all of the equal employment opportunity practices. Moving on to everybody's favorite tab, payroll. There is a ton of useful information in this payroll tab, starting first and foremost with your pay stubs. So within Paycom, you will get a history of pay stubs starting on your first paycheck within Paycom. You will always get a digital copy of every pay stub you get with Paycom in your employee self-service. You'll be able to look back at previous years or look at the current year. You can click in on any particular pay stub and you'll get a detailed breakdown of all of the different earnings, taxes, and deductions that went into getting you your final net pay on that check. Additionally, in the upper right-hand corner, you can click to download and print off that pay stub. You can save it to a separate file, email it to anybody that you may need to show proof of payment. It's your information. You're going to have access to it right at your fingertips. From this main pay stubs page, you can click into and download multiple pay stubs at one time. Additionally, as I said, you'll be able to look back at a history of pay stubs as time goes on within Paycom. And by clicking this year-to-date totals, you'll be able to view a breakdown of all of the total earnings, taxes, and deductions that have gone into your total net pay so far this year. Also under the payroll tab, we're going to give you access to your year-end tax forms. When you first log into Paycom, you're going to be asked if you would like to opt in to electronic only W-2s. By all means, feel free to choose an electronic only and save some paper. You will always get a digital copy of your W-2 as soon as it is available to you within your employee self-service in Paycom. Just like with your pay stubs, you can download that W-2, save it to your computer, upload it into a tax filing software, or send it off to somebody that might be helping you file your taxes. It's your information. You're going to have access to it right at your fingertips. Also, under this year-end, or also under this payroll tab, you're going to be able to update your tax setup. By clicking on tax setup, you can change the parameters of your W-4 as you see fit. You'll notice at the top of the page, there's some brief information about everything that goes into changing your W-4s, as well as some links to the IRS website that will give you a ton of great information about updating your tax documents. But once you are ready to make a change to your taxes, you'll simply click in and make those adjusted changes. And then at the bottom of the page, you'll click to sign and update. You'll still need to acknowledge that under penalty of perjury, you are making all of these changes, as well as digitally sign that you are making these changes. This is still a legal state and federal tax document. So you do need to acknowledge and sign that you are making these changes. But once you do both of those things and hit sign, your W-4 and tax elections will be live for the very next payroll. Gone are the days of you finding a W-4, printing it off, filling it out, forgetting to bring it into work for a couple of weeks, only to get it to the payroll team and hope that they have enough time to process it before the next payroll. As soon as you make your changes in Paycom, sign, acknowledge, and update, they will be live for the very next payroll. Additionally, under this payroll tab, we're going to give you ownership over your direct deposits. You'll be able to access and view your direct deposits right from your phone or from the Paycom website, and you can make changes to them. You can add in a direct deposit account. You can add in additional distributions. If you're doing it on your phone, you'll have the ability to actually scan an image of a blank check to pull in all of this information for you to make sure that you are entering in everything 100% correctly. Just like with your W-4, as soon as you add in or update your direct deposit information and hit update at the bottom of the page, they will be live for the very next payroll. Lastly, within this payroll tab, we're also going to give you the ability to test a sample paycheck. If you have questions about what changing your tax elections might do to your final net check, or what maybe contributing to a retirement plan at a higher rate might do from a pre-tax deduction to a post-tax net check, we're going to give you the ability to make changes in a safe environment to the parameters of your paycheck and see what would happen before you go and make those changes in real life. So if you were curious about updating your taxes, you can come into Payroll, Test Sample Paycheck, and click to edit that tax information, where you will again be able to make any of the proposed adjustments to your check. And hit update. And with those changes, you'll be able to get a realistic idea of what will happen to your final net check should you make those changes in real life. And then you can reset to restore your previous check settings to see exactly how that affected your check. Also within Paycom, you are going to be able to complete your benefit open enrollment and view your current benefit elections by clicking in on this benefit tabs. You'll be able to see current benefit elections as well as any historical benefits as time goes on within Paycom. You'll even be able to submit a qualifying event should you need to make a change to your benefit enrollment and you have an appropriate event. To do that, you'll simply come in to hit qualifying events, hit that plus button, you'll select the event date, you'll select the event type, put any notes, and hit add qualifying event. From there, your HR team will be able to approve that qualifying event and you will be able to update your benefit elections. Your HR team is also going to be able to send documents and checklists to you to complete through the Paycom system. One easy example of this is the employee handbook. Every couple of years, your HR team reviews and updates the employee handbook to make sure that it's in line with all new company policies. They'll be able to send that to you through Paycom. You'll get a notification in this little bell in the upper left or right hand corner, letting you know that a document has been assigned to you. You can click right on that notification and you'll be taken exactly where you need to go within Paycom to view and complete any actions. You'll be able to click into and download that handbook and sign off that you've completed it. Additionally, by clicking on this completed tab, you can look back at a history of documents that you've been assigned and you have completed, so that if a few months after looking at the handbook, you need to go in and review one of those policies, you can look back in the completed documents section, re-download that employee handbook, and you will be able to review and revisit those documents going forward. Similarly, your HR team is going to be able to assign you a checklist. And checklist is really exactly what it sounds like. It's a series of short tasks that they need you to complete. To view any checklists assigned to you, you can either go to your notification center, or you can go into checklists, view my checklists, where you'll be able to see a list of all checklists assigned to you. You can click in on any of those particular checklists to begin completing those tasks. One nice thing about our checklist tool is that as you complete any of these individual tasks, the system will remember where you left off, so that if you do have to step away, as long as you complete an individual task and you come back, you'll be able to pick right back up from where you left off. Through the Paycom app or the Paycom website, you are also going to be able to review any performance reviews that have been assigned to you by coming into My Performance and clicking in on your annual reviews, where you'll be able to see them once they have been administered to you. Also through Paycom, you'll be able to click in on company information and click in on job opportunities to view any job postings that may be posted internally through Comfort Windows and Paycom. You'll be able to apply for those positions, and just like through your phone, like you were applying through them anywhere else. Finally, you can also reach out and ask questions to your HR team by clicking that little bubble at the top of the page with a question mark in it, where you'll be able to ask a number of questions to your HR team, whether it's about benefits, payroll, reporting company policies, or just updating some information within the system, where you can have a live chat going back and forth with your HR team after submitting your initial question to get your inquiries answered. Thank you so much for joining our training today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.